Hello everyone, my name is Becca and welcome to Yellow Cat Studios. For this video, I'm going to be making one of my dream cosplays. It is Erika from Barbie, the Princess and the Pauper. For this one, instead of making it completely movie accurate, I'm going to be leaning more into the Rococo style. I think that's where they were pulling some inspiration from for the style of these dresses, so I just want to pull a little bit more. I've got my little sketch here, which is slightly inaccurate because instead of doing some ruffles in here, I'm going to just do a full lace skirt. We'll be working on the underskirts first because that's the easiest part and it's really hot and I just want to do something easy. So I was going to cut this like a circle skirt, but if I do that, it's not actually going to be long enough. So I think what I'm gonna have to do is just basically keep it a rectangle and gather it at the waist, I think. Okay, so I've done this probably kind of weird, but basically instead of just having one big triangle piece, I have two pieces that are smaller at the top and go down at an angle and flare out at the bottom. So what I'm gonna do, sew both sides together, hem the bottom, and then in the top I'm either going to do an elastic or a ribbon to tie it and cinch it at the waist, if that makes sense. Now I have this really pretty off-white lace that I'm going to make another skirt to layer on top of the pink skirt that I just made. I'm mildly terrified to cut this fabric, so here goes nothing. For the lace skirt, I did the same method I used for the pink fabric. I also had to trim the bottom of the lace skirt. It was too long, so I just kind of followed the pattern of the lace, and it gave it a really cute little edge. For the blue outer skirt, I did something similar to the 2 underskirts that I made, except I'm leaving a gap in the front. So the blue skirt is still smaller at the top than at the bottom, and I will be gathering the top edge. For the gathering, I have sewn 2 stitches on the biggest stitch length. Then you hold on to the bottom threads or the top threads of those stitches, hold those tight, and gently pull the fabric along the thread to get that gather. Then I sewed on this beautiful floral ribbon to the open front edge of the skirt, and finally sewed the waistband onto the waist. To actually attach the waistband, I just used some little hooks and eyes to secure it at the front. And this is how the skirts are looking with the corset underneath, and I am very excited. Alright, so day I don't even know of making my Erika cosplay. It's been put a little bit on hold because I have to wear this for a while. So I'm only doing a little bit of work on this at a time, which is unfortunate, but here we are. So I have my skirts finished. That's the easy part done. Now I need to work on the top. So what I've done, I have a few costume pattern pieces, and I just took the bodice piece from one of those, cut out some scrap fabric, and just kind of adjusted, manipulated the fabric until it gave me the shape I needed. So I've been working on a mock-up of this. We're gonna ignore the fact that I sewed the dart the wrong way. The shape basically works. I will have to do some adjusting with the fit of it once I get it cut out of my actual fabric and kind of get it on and figured out. What I am gonna do different is, rather than having the back as one big piece, I'm gonna cut it in half and put an invisible zipper in the back so that on the front I can have my cross pieces of pink ribbon attached to this bodice piece. So originally I was gonna take my pink ribbon and have it going across the corset piece. However, the original one that I ordered never showed up, so I had to switch to this one. And just with how this one works, how you get it on, that's just not gonna work anymore. Plus, if I just leave this one as is, the only thing I might do is try and paint these metal bits so that you can't see them. Then I can use this for other costumes. So what's gonna happen, hopefully, is this piece, the bodice piece that I make, will be attached in the front. So the ribbon will attach this piece in the front, and then there will be a zipper in the back so that I can get it on. So yeah, that is where we're at so far. I'm really, really happy with how the skirts are turning out, and I'm hoping that the bodice goes just as smoothly. Okay, so I haven't filmed a lot of this because I hyper-focused and it was a lot of just trying to work my brain through how to put it together. So what I've done is I have a lining layer, an interfacing layer, and the actual outer layer. So I've got them in 2 halves right now. I have bodice front and back for the right, and then one for the left. And I've sewn my lining layer to my interfacing layer. And my next step is going to be to sew these to my outer layer, right sides together, so that I can flip them right side out and all of my raw edges will be inside everything. And I'm doing this in 2 halves, the left and right side, because there's going to be a zipper up the back, and then the front is only going to be slightly sewn together. So I wanted to do them all just separate. So I think I'm going to attempt to sew my lining and interfacing to my outer layer and see if this is actually going to work how it's working in my brain. Wish me luck. This is why we always get extra fabric. Okay, so I have my 2 halves of my bodice fixed so that now I can actually put it on. So what I'm gonna do now, hang on. What I'm gonna do now is take both these pieces and I'm going to sew them together at the front bottom here, and then take some pink ribbon and do a couple crisscrosses, and then do an invisible zipper on the back. So doing the front of the bodice is, I think, my next step. And I'm not looking forward to figuring out the invisible zipper on the back, but that is not a right now problem. Yeah, that is the current plan. Okay, so it turns out invisible zipper is a now problem. So what I'm doing is just sandwiching it in between my outer layer and my lining layer, making sure to fold over each side so that the raw edges are all on the inside there. And that's 1 half. I'm gonna pin the other half so that I can sew it all. So I'm trying to piece this bodice together and it's not working. And I don't know how to make it work. The invisible zipper on the bodice doesn't leave enough room for me to actually get it on and off, which I should have known because I have done this before on a different bodice and the invisible zipper did not work. And I also don't know if the shape of the bodice front will actually look nice. Let me show you what I mean. So the plan was to have this attached here, right? But the shoulders don't stay very well. It would be a little bit better because I'd have some ribbon across here to hold it together. But that, and I can't lift my arms. But I just don't know. And I think I'm gonna have to put a pin in it and get some advice. Because I'm starting to get very frustrated with it. And I don't know what to do at this point. All right, so please excuse my voice. I am sick, but I think I've figured out the bodice, hopefully. So I've started working on it again. And what I've done is I've sewn the two back pieces together. Ideally, this would be one big piece, but I was not going to waste any more fabric. So I just sewed them together, and there's a seam up the back. It's fine. And I also did the bias tape along the bottom edge to seal off that one. And then sewed this really pretty lace with a pearl detail along the entire front edge of the bodice. So now what I'm gonna do is take this ribbon and make little corset loops along the front edge. I did order corset loops that you could just sew right on. They were on a little strip. But they looked nothing like the picture and were way too big and spread out for what I need. So I found this ribbon at the dollar store and I'm just gonna make my own. So with that, it's going to be tucked in behind this lace here, so you shouldn't really be able to see it. So it's just basically gonna be little loops along the edge there. Obviously it's not going to go all the way up. I do need to put the corset on and this on to figure out where exactly I want them to go up to. So we're gonna do that and use the pink ribbon to tie it and hope that that works. And after that, my last step is just to finish the sleeves. So I will just trim off the bits that are fraying, hem those, and I'm going to add a little bit of a lace detail to them, as well as this ribbon undecided if I'm going to have it full like this or fold it in half or just trim it in half. I'm gonna play with it a little bit and see what I like best. And then I think, because I've already finished the choker, I think that's it. I knew the bodice was gonna be the hard part, but I didn't think it was gonna take me this long to finish it. So hopefully there's no more hiccups and I can get this done. So she's done one of my absolute dream cosplays. Took a while to get here. The bodice definitely needs some help. This is my first time I tried drafting my own, and it didn't work out too well. But you know what? She's still pretty, she's still wearable. I can't lift my arms higher than this, but it's okay. I think all in all, it turned out really nice. It just needs a little bit of adjusting in the bodice, but altogether, like the skirts, I'm so happy with, and I think it looks really nice. And then the necklace that I made also has my two loves in it. So this was definitely a journey to get here with this bodice, but I think altogether it looks really pretty, and I'm very happy that I'm finally cosplaying Erika. Princess and the Pauper was one of my favorite movies as a kid, and I had the singing Barbies, and I absolutely love it. It still holds up to this day, still a fantastic movie. But I hope you enjoyed coming on this little journey with me to create this one. If you want to see some of the things I have planned for next year, subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it. Yeah. If you're a cosplayer or a costume person, let me know what some of your dream cosplays are, and if you've made them or if you're planning on making them. I think that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.